Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer. Welcome back to American Truck Simulator, and welcome to Logan, Utah, up on the Idaho line. I swapped out for our 579. This is a base game truck, but it's got a mod motor in it. It's got a Detroit diesel at 585 horsepower. And these are the new trailers for ATS for 1.36, or one of the new trailers. There's three of them. And this is the grain hopper trailer, and this one has the belly dump. There's another one with a belt dump. I went with this, and I went with the Turnpike Tandem. It's a twisty road, right? Let's have some fun with it. So we are going to Ogden, which is down near Salt Lake City. Get her fired up. Find a good gear. Here we go. So it's a quick trip. It's about 100 miles. Won't take too long. We'll pick up another cargo in Ogden. And I'd like to get out to Vernal, which is going to be the easternmost point in this DLC. And I don't know. I mean, you're always rolling the dice when you decide you want to go to a specific city and you've got an owned trailer on. It's always kind of tricky to wait for that final job, right, to take you to that city. And we can always deadhead out there and then come back. We'll figure it out. So it is. Today is Thursday for me. Saturday for you, and I can tell you that I think everything is kind of slowed down. Most developers and publishers, I feel, wanted their titles out for Black Friday, which is more or less a week from today. Big shopping day. Although I got to thinking, and this is somewhat off topic, but I got to thinking, is a video game a gift you give for holidays? Is it? I mean, I don't know. It's like giving an iTunes card. You know, it's really not. It's not a gift you keep. You know, it's a gift you play for a while and then you're sort of done with it. I mean, if anything, an iTunes card is sort of more thoughtful because music is something that you do have for a long time. You listen to it for years and years. I don't know. It's just for some reason I was thinking, yeah, games, you know, that'd be a cool gift. But then the more I thought about it, no, not really, not really. I do see on some of the comments on YouTubers that I follow, I do see people saying, and I assume they're kids saying it, but the comment is generally something like, "I'm saving my money to buy this game, and in the meantime, I'm watching you play it." And I forget that. For kids, you know, 60 or 80 or 120 bucks for a video game might not be something. Let's do this. Oh, okay. Let's do this a little differently. I didn't have enough space to get over. Then I caught the red light anyway. I forget that games may be something, they may have a different financial impact to different people at various points in their life. So I don't know. Maybe it is good, but I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of big drops during the rest of November and then December. So I think what we've got right now, that's it. Now I did see a notice for the Chernobyl DLC for Spin Tires. I am excited about that. It looks fun. I like the new direction that Spin Tires is going in. They seem to be having, for lack of a better word, they seem to be having more fun with it. And I like that. I think or at least I play games so seriously. Sometimes it's like I almost forget to just have fun. It's a game. So it's a bit silly. You got a Geiger counter in your truck. You have to go into irradiated areas and not spend more than a certain amount of time there, or you'll start to take damage to the truck. It's very hokey. It's very contrived. But it looks like a lot of fun. And visually, we've been joking for years that Spin Tires, in general, looks like Chernobyl. It's always foggy and swampy and rainy and just sort of grim, right? And now we have an actual official Chernobyl DLC. So I am looking forward to that, and that should be out. It says in December. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. There's very little warning in ATS between when the lights come on and when the gates come down at level crossings, so I'm glad we made it over there. So yeah, Chernobyl, looking forward to that. And other than that, nothing. I think the only other thing on my radar is Road to the Black Sea for ETS 2. And I was thinking that said November 2019, but now it's just been pushed back to 2019. And again, I've said this in other videos, I'm fine with that. Take as long as you want, you know, as long as it's good when it's done. And I guess that sort of leads into something else that happened to me this week, which was I've been playing Ghost Recon Breakpoint. And that game came out, what, beginning of October, middle of October? It's a broken mess. It's a joke of a game. And it doesn't have to be that way. Now, I was playing it through the Ubisoft Uplay service. And if you're not familiar with that, it's a subscription service for games, as everything is moving to the subscription model. And essentially, you pay a monthly fee, in my case, 15 US, and you get, I want to say it's probably 75% of the Ubisoft catalog, including new releases like Ghost Recon Breakpoint. That game came out, that game was released after I had my subscription, and I thought, you know, for a big new title like this, I should have got over. I can do it up here. For a big new title like this, it won't be available on Uplay Plus, but it will be later, right? Like maybe 6 months down the road. But in the meantime, right, they're going to sell it for full retail, Platinum Edition, $120, you know. And instead, it was on Uplay Plus, so I played it, and it is a broken mess. It's a fun game, but it's all over the map. It doesn't know what it wants to be. It's problematic. Man, these greens are really not very long. There we are. So I played it, and I got about 75% of the way through the story mode, and the game suddenly began crashing, I'd say 2 to 3 minutes after I fired it up. Just out of the blue. Every time I launched the game, I could get all the way into actually playing the game. I wasn't on a menu or anything. I was in the game, move around for a few minutes, and the game would crash. And I went to Ubisoft support, and this is somewhat tangential, but if you're into gaming, you'll get this. First thing Ubisoft support says is, are your drivers up to date? And, you know, I don't know when the last time you reached out to tech support for a problem was, but they go through, you know, my router's not working. And it used to be they would straight up say, well, is it plugged in? Is it turned on? Now they say, are the lights on? Or is the power indicator on? And if a call center gets 1,000 calls in a day, my router's not working. Probably, I don't know, 10 or 15 of those. Is the power light on? No, it's not. Well, is it plugged in? No. No, actually, it's not. Okay, well, there's your problem. It's not plugged in. Now, this is a little tricky. As I'm looking here, where do we go? We go over here, and then we go over there. Okay. So I understand that for problems like that, whether it's on the game side, the software side, or whether it's on the hardware side, the tech side, you've got to have a starting point. So as irritating as it is to get that question, well, is it plugged in? Is it turned on? Have you rebooted it, right? For Ubisoft to say, are your drivers up to date? Yes, they're up to date, man. They update automatically all the time. Drivers are 100% up to date. And we went through the various progressions. I didn't have a live, it wasn't live service. It was just the website. Never did get it sorted out. So I went to Reddit, and there were some things, you got to delete the cache, you got to do this, you got to do that. There's a legacy file. If you played the beta, you got to get rid of that. All right, well, I'll try all that stuff. And I did, and it wasn't working any better. And then I finally found another Reddit that says potentially, this has been a fix for some people, potentially, oh, we didn't hit too bad, okay. Potentially the problem is that the Uplay app itself, the Uplay launcher, interferes with some Ubisoft games. And at that point, I thought, you know what, I have an even better fix. I'm just going to uninstall it because it's not that great a game. And you know my thing. For all of 2019, I have been really sort of railing against this new model of developers releasing products that aren't done yet, knowing that they can fix it later. I really don't like that, but I get it. So I was thinking about down here, right there, 129,000. That's not bad. It's a lot of dog food. I was thinking about other Ubisoft titles that sucked for like 6 months to a year, and they finally got fixed on, in some cases, like patch 1.8, right? We'll get this sorted out. And it's like, man, you're really, you're really trusting your customers at that point to stick around through that many patches and that much fixing. And there's, I guess, two aspects of a broken game. There's a game that won't play, right? It's bugged out. It's got those types of issues. But then there are other games that are, they function just fine. They're not fun to play. They just don't work. And I mean, they don't work as a game, as an entertainment product. It's doing nothing for me, man. And I think that's a trickier thing to fix, because your technical stuff, I mean, you can go in and look in a crash log and see, like, where's the problem here. But when the user experience is not good, I think, oh, sir, he's helping, he's not helping, sir. Thank you. When the user experience is broken, that's a lot more subtle, That's a trickier one to fix. But a developer and a publisher, they're really trusting their customers to stick with them if they need 6 months or a year to make a game good. And then I got to thinking about that Uplay Plus product. And I guess from that, I mean, from a marketing perspective, it's a great idea, right? Because you never need to shell out a big wad of money up front, and it also takes the risk factor out of buying games, because you're never dropping $60 or $80 or $100 on a title. Right? It's only $15 a month. Oh man, I spend that on coffee in a week. It's not a lot of money, and they pick the price specifically for that reason. I mean, they want maximum profit, obviously, but they also want a number that you don't really take seriously. It's just a little number. It's just $15 a month. So the disappointment factor of a bad game, I think, is really minimized. But as I was thinking about it from a consumer perspective, you never really buy a game, right? I didn't buy Ghost Recon, I just sort of had it. Let's see where we go here. All right. So we're going to stay to the left. Yeah, right through there. I never really bought Ghost Recon Breakpoint. I just sort of had it. Right? And I think from that perspective, as a consumer, we've taken away our right to be aggrieved. Does that make sense? We've given away our right to be aggrieved. You see what I'm getting at. We never really bought the game, right? You call Ubisoft, you email, you grab them on Instagram, you say, this game sucks, man. And they can sort of push back with, but you didn't buy it. There's a logic there, I think. And I don't know if Ubisoft did that consciously or deliberately, intentionally, whatever word you want to use, but I think it's one of the results of having a service set up like that is, as consumers, as gamers, we don't necessarily have the same, we can't push back because we got something else for our money, and the something else that we got was the rest of the catalog. So in a way, we've sort of disempowered ourselves to be troubled by broken games with the subscription model, because there are so many other games we have for that same payment. I think that made sense. I mean, the concept, the practice doesn't necessarily make sense, but I think the way that I just explained it makes sense. So, sure, I mean, there's plenty of other games in there. I just downloaded a game called Steep, which I've never played. It's a snowboard and ski game. I'll call it a game. They call it a simulator. I'm going to call it a game. It's, you know, it's very cartoony. It's fun. It'll be fun in the wintertime. But it's just there, right? I would never buy that game. I mean, maybe if I saw it cut out Friday for $4.99, maybe I'd buy it. But that's not something, you know, I'm not going to... Hang on, concentrating. I'm not going to get all fired up for a probably 2 or 3 year old title, and it's not really a sim game, and it's you know how that goes. But regardless, and this goes here, and we do have this great big trailer. So I'm going to stay way over here. So I think that could be what I'm seeing when I look at this model. And I guess you could extend the same thing out to movies and music and everything else that we get via subscription service now. Is that if anything sucks, don't worry about it. You got plenty of other stuff that didn't suck. So we have in a way given up some ability to push back on these content delivery systems. So we'll see how it all turns out. I think I am satisfied with Uplay Plus. But in the same way that, you know, Facebook sounds great till you understand what Facebook actually is. Once you understand that you're not Facebook's customer, you are their product. Their customers are the people that actually pay them money. And once you know that, it changes things. Or it should, because they really are. They're using their users. They're using the people that. Hang on. They're using the people that use the service as consumers. I just read Alphabet, parent company of Google. You know what? I don't think we're going to make this green light. I had to give that bus a little room. And I'm not even going to try it. Parent company of Google makes approximately $132 a year from your data, right? You wonder why a company like Google is worth billions and billions of dollars when the majority of their products they give away, right? YouTube, you're watching this on YouTube. I don't know if you've ever given YouTube a dime. I haven't, right? And Chrome browser and Gmail and everything else, all the Google products that we use, we don't pay for any of them. How are they worth billions of dollars? Who's giving the money? Well, advertisers are. And they're giving the money in return for our data. Focusing. So to know that, to be aware of that these companies, they don't care about us. And it's not like corporations have ever had to care about their customers or have ever, it's business. There's nothing personal about it. They're not supposed to care about their customers. But I don't know if there's ever been a time in at least modern history where companies were so exploitive with their customers. Let's see where we're at here. Okay, we're good. So once you know that, once you know what companies really think of you and how they view you as livestock, more or less, and not as actual customers, to think that we've also given up our right to be aggrieved makes you wonder where it's all going to go long term. Right, well, this has certainly been an uplifting episode. Right, we'll get her in neutral. It happens, man. We're driving the truck. We're just trying to figure out life's mysteries. We're going to shut her down. Let's see how we did. On time, no damage. Holy smokes, 3,000 whole dollars. But look at us climbing the ladder on the way to level 36. Right on. There you have it, folks. Thanks for stopping back to check out The Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of American Truck Simulator. We'll see you next time. Take care now.